Hey, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So guys, this is most awaited series. I know most of you are waiting for this series since very long time. So you can see here friends that Red Hat Certified System Administrator Exam 200. So in this series, I have uploaded only one video how to rescue or recover your root password guys, right? Since there have been so many queries are coming back to back. Sir, please complete the RHCSA exam 200 questions, right? Or make a video on RHCSA exam 200. So, and at the same time, in the live session, also, I have seen that most of you are asking to complete this series, guys. So, here I am. So, for you only. So, the request is granted. Okay. And I know there are some other requests also, which is in queue. I'm working on those requests before starting the AWS completely. Okay. So, I'll finish this one. Then I'll be jumping into the AWS question and answer plus AWS complete course guys, right? So let's start the session. As you know that in this series we have already covered one question, but in today's session I am going to tell you what is this RHCSA is exam is all about, okay, and what is the exam pattern, and also I am going to show you how you can configure your primary machine, right? So these are the things I am going to tell you in today's session, guys. But if you are new to this channel, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon, guys. It's a request, guys, that please, please, please subscribe the channel more and more so that I can come up with more videos which you guys are requesting back to back, guys. Okay. So what I know that most of you are watching the videos, but you guys are not subscribing the channel. So please subscribe the channel, then only both of us can grow, right? Anyways, guys, let's not waste the time and let's start the session, right? So, guys, you can see that now we are into RHCL 9, right? So, this RHCSA exam, we also call it as a exam 200, Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam, okay? So, the OS which is going to be given to you, it's going to be a RHCL 9. So, if you have given the previous exam, or if you have given the RHCL 7 RHCL 8, so the configuration may changes guys, right? So at the same time I am telling you that this is a mock certification questions which I am presenting in front of you, and answer is based on my RHCSA exam experience what I have given back, right? And in actual exam questions may get changed. See, the pattern and the questions are almost same, but it's like just try to understand that maybe the host name will be changed, IP will be changed, DNS server will be changed, but you have to follow the same step guys. The pattern will be same, the commands will be same, only the host name will be changed, the IP will be changed, the DNS server name will be changed, right? So this could be there, right? So yeah, so let's move ahead to the next slide guys. So I am telling you the exam pattern, just try to understand this is for the exam information which is important for you, that the exam name, as I said, it's going to be your RHCSA exam, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, guys. And the exam code is going to be EX200, right? The exam fee or the exam price is like 20,000, or you can say 20K, and that is excluding GST. Okay, so this may vary, this may differ, and this also depends upon the number of attempts, like how many attempts you want. Suppose in the first attempt, if you are not able to clear the exam, right? So your total money is going to be wasted. So if you have to, if you want two attempts and also might be the price may gets changed, guys. Okay, so it totally depends upon the prices will change according to the Red Hat policies and all, right? And the duration of the exam is, guys, it's almost 150 minutes, I would say. And the number of questions, it's going to be 20 questions will be there from all the topics. And passing score is 210 marks is there out of 300. Okay. one more thing just wanted to tell you that this exam you cannot take it from home first of all, because this requires a setup. Okay, so you have to give this exam from a prometric center where they are going to provide the virtual machines, and you need to perform the exam and you need to clear the certification, guys. This is all about the exam name or the code or the exam price and all. Let's move on that what you are going to get in the exam actually. Okay, so this is more about the exam information. You need to read it very carefully and pay attention to this one, guys. This is very very important, right? So this is going to be RHCL 9. So this is why this is RHCSA exam version 9, right? So the important points what you need to remember during the exam is that when you are going to sit in the exam, you are going to get a completely fresh machine, and from that machine you can be connect to a other machine. Understand, listen very carefully. What I am telling is, first you are going to get a completely fresh machine, and from that machine you should be able to connect to the other machine. See, remember, there is nothing has been done in this machine. You have to do each and everything, whether to break the root password, right, or to set the host name, to set the DNS server, to set the IP, or any other configuration like your LVM and all. Okay, fine. So once you see this one, so you will be able to see node 1 as your primary machine, node 2 as a secondary machine. Just see, these are the two machines. So this is machine 1 and this is machine 2. I have connected through a SSH. There won't be any SSH. First of all, you are directly going to the console, guys. There will be virtual machine like this, and you cannot do a copy paste. First of all, let me tell you very clearly, you have to type each and everything, you have to remember each and everything. This is why you have to practice a lot. Okay, correct. So this requires, as I said, this exam is almost going to be your right, somewhere around like 3 hours, right? Correct. So remember, you have to take full time, you have to secure at least 210 marks if you have to pass the exam. Okay, now coming back here, as I said, there will be node 1, there will be node 2. The node 1 is your primary machine, the node 2 it's going to be your secondary machine, right? In the top left corner, click on activities, there you will be find. So top left corner, there will be a like this top left corner, like so. Once you click that one, you are going to see something like this. You are like your exam view, VM monitor, other, and terminal. Fine. Now what you need to do is just click on the exam view. Once you click on the exam view, to open the question paper, if you want to directly jump into the exam view, okay, you need to click on the exam view. So click on the terminal to open the terminal if you want to open a terminal, okay, of the base machine. Right now, click on VM monitor to access machine 1 and machine 2. Remember, you need to switch between the machine. I am not sure, as I said in the starting of this session only, the question pattern may get changed. Question will be same only, right? The IP may get changed, right? Or in the first machine they want you to do to break the root password, might be in the second machine they want you to break the root password. In the first machine they want you to configure the host name, the IP, the DNS server, LVM and all. So it's a mixed for machine 1 and machine 2. Okay, so but the question will be 20 questions will be there. Okay, and as I said, if you want to know, if you want to see the question paper, then click on exam view. If you want to move within the two terminals, you can click on terminals. And if you want to monitor the access of machine 1 and machine 2. When you click on VM monitor, a dialog box will be open. Okay, so what you need to do in this one, as I said, you have understand this one, right? So as I said, click on the exam view to open the question paper. You want to jump into the question paper, you can jump into the question paper. Now there will be a screen where you need to select the node 1. Okay, so once you see this one, when you click on the VM monitor, when you click on the VM monitor, a dialog box will be open, guys. Okay, so this will happen when you click on the VM monitor to access the machine 1 and machine 2. Anyways, you need to move to machine 1 and machine 2. So once you have seen the question paper, now you have to configure in machine 1 and machine 2. Okay, now when you see a dialog box, there will be node 1, node 2. So click on node 1, then a new screen will be displayed. So, and you, the questions, when you have seen, once you click on the exam view, for node 1, what all questions are there, read it very carefully. For node 2 or machine 2, what all questions are there, read it very carefully. Don't make mistake. The questions which has been given for the node 1, you have to configure in node 1. The questions which has been given for the node 2, you have to configure for the node 2, right? So for the node 1, as I said, just go to the node 1. So once you're done with the node 1 configuration, you can close that one and you can come to the or node 2, guys. Okay, same goes with node 2. Now see here, this is very very important. So do not click on reset and rebuild option. Reset and rebuild option you should not do. I said very clearly, listen very carefully, you should not click on reset and rebuild option unless your machine is not working anymore. Now, well, best of luck. Okay, so these are the things, guys, which you have to follow during the exam. So now you are in node 1, you have set of questions, right? What is the first question which you are going to encounter, guys? The first question, so this may be for node 2 also. In node 1, you are going to get, like, depends upon candidate to candidate. Few candidates are going to get, like, the questions will be 20. So there will be 14 questions which you need to configure for the node 1. The 6 questions you need to configure for the node 2. Maybe for other candidate, the first 6 question has to be configured for the node 1 and the another 14 question has to be configured for the node 2. Depends upon. Okay, but the pattern and the questions are almost same, only the IP and the other values may get changed. Okay, so as you can see here, the first question is that configure the following. See, whatever the value I have taken over here, this is as per my machine, but when you are entered into the actual exam, the this value may get changed, right? So this value is changed. See, this is your primary machine. As I said, this is your primary machine, the node 1. And example is, this is called node1.lab.example.com. I have just taken. And remember, this is a fully qualified domain name. Remember, this is a fully qualified domain name like www.google.com, www.abhishekroshan.com, where I have hosted my 100 days of IT corporate bootcamp, guys. Right? If somebody has not purchased this, please go and buy it because there is an offer going on. Okay. Coming back here, that you have to configure the fully qualified domain name. You cannot configure just a single name. Remember. So you will be, they will only give you a host name. Host name is, just try to understand, guys. It's like, unique identification, right? UID, correct? So in the UID, my name is Abhishek Roshan and there will be a unique ID given to me. So for me, right, if you have to remember, being a human, right, so you are going to remember my full name. So you can also understand a full name is like a fully qualified domain name. Here, for a system also, you cannot assign a name only Abhishek. You have to assign a fully qualified domain name, that is Abhishek Roshan. I'm just telling you a layman example. Like same way we have UID, but you cannot remember my unique ID. Same way, you cannot remember the IP of each machine, right? So this is why for every machine, we need to assign a FQDN and we need to assign a IP. Okay. And if you want to learn all this, I have already explained each and everything in detail, in depth, how to configure your DNS server, right? In my 100 days of IT corporate bootcamp, guys. In the exam, so the name and the device, so there will be a device name which you need to find out. First of all, I'll tell you the command with which command you can find out your device name. So you have to take that name. You have to take the host name. So they want you to configure a fully qualified domain name. It will be like I'm just given the name over here engr3.abhishekroshan.com. So this is like www.google.com, www.abhishekroshan.com, www.freshertube.com. Okay, there will be a dedicated IP for each machine. Okay, there will be a subnet mask /24 /28 like that, because this is going to be /24 255 255.255.0. This also you can find out in the machine. How, what all the commands are there, I'll tell you. There will be a gateway which you need to configure 192.168.72.2. This is my gateway only, so I have taken that one. This is important, guys, the name server. So don't get confused, what do you mean by a name server? Again, if you need to understand what do you mean by a name server, then you need to understand how to configure the DNS server. DNS server is only going to be your name server, guys, right? And I have given this is my DNS server, right? So now I am going to take all this value and I am going to configure my machine first. Okay, so the steps I have already written over here. Let's take all these steps and copy into a notepad, guys. Since, as I told you, okay, so all these values what you are going to configure now, you cannot do a copy paste like what I am going to do it now for faster, to show you faster. Okay, and but you need to perform all these things, guys, remember, in the virtual machine, in the console directly itself. Like this, there will be a console. Okay, and in that console, like this, I'll show you. So have you seen these activities? That is what I am telling you. These activities, right? So here you see this terminal. Same way there also you will be getting a terminal, guys. Okay. So just click on this terminal from here. Since I have already this machine is already configured, but I am showing you, you are going to get complete fresh machine. Remember, do not rebuild and reset the machine. Remember, okay? So here you need to execute all the commands and you need to type it, guys. Okay, so please remember, it requires lot of practice. Okay, you need to do lot of practice, then only you can clear the exam. Okay, so now understand. Okay, the first thing is what you need to do, guys. Since, as I said, you need to configure the device, so you need to find out your device name. So how you are going to find out the device name? nmcli connection. So this is the command I am also showing you in the console itself, guys. Okay, so the first command I am showing you in the console. After this, I'll show you from the SSH client only. Okay, so nmcli connection. So as you can see here clearly, your device is ENS 160, and same I have written over here, right? So if you have to know your right device name, then, or the interface also we call it as a interface. Okay, or also we call this as a network interface card, NIC. Okay, so this is called your device name, this is called your interface name, and this is also call it as a NIC. Okay, now you know your nmcli connection. So there is also a command, guys, nmcli device. So Nobody knows these things, only connection, so most of you know. But this will give you a detailed description of your device. What is this device name is, what is this hardware, its MAC address, what is this gateway, what is this route and all, okay, and what is the subnet mask and all, and the range and the host name. As of now you can see this IPv4 and all, okay, because these things I have already configured in this machine. Okay, so these two commands, before configuring anything, please remember these two commands you have to run. The first command, now I am switching to my SSH client, but you cannot do it in the actual exam, guys. And this is the machine which I am going to show you in front of you how we can configure this one. So the first command, as I run again, nmcli connection show, you are going to get your device name, your nickname, or your interface name. And if you want to go with the detailed description, you can go with nmcli device show. Okay, remember this thing. Okay, now I'm going to clear everything, and now I'm going, okay, to set the host name. So how you are going to set the host name? What is the host name they have given? FQDN. This is nothing but this is your FQDN. Okay, this is a fully qualified domain name, guys. So I am going to take this one. As I said, I have already taken this one. Hostctl is the command. Set host name, and you need to give the host name. Copy this one. I am doing it, but you cannot do it in the actual exam. Okay, to do it faster, again, host name ctl, I'll remove everything for you. Okay, just you can do it in the actual exam. Host name ctl, you can also do a tab in the exam, that you can do it, but don't worry about that term. Set host name, right? Set hyphen host name, and then you need to give your host name. So my host name is engr3 abhishekroshan.com. So I am going to take this one, and I am going to put it over here, and I am going to do it. So immediately once you execute this command, immediately check host name ctl. Okay, so you will come to know whether your host name is set or not. So you can see your host name is set, the host name is this one, and this is okay. You will going to get rest of the details. Fine, guys. Now the next thing what you need to do it over here, the next thing is that you need to modify your connection. Why we need to modify our connection? Because the machine is absolutely fresh, where you have to set the IP address, you have to set the net mask, you have to set that gateway, you have to set the DNS server also, right? What is the purpose of a DNS server? I have already explained in depth, in detail, guys. It's not in my channel, it's there in 100 days of IT corporate bootcamp. So you guys can visit my website www.abhishekroshan.com, and I'll give you the link in the description also, and you can buy that one, where I have explained in depth, guys. Okay, see, if you only thinks that you will clear the RHCSA exam, so you are wrong, guys. Okay, the problem here is that you need to understand. Suppose if you are not able to configure, so over here anything, you will be facing issue, and you have only practiced some commands. As I said, Linux is not just a command, remember this thing. So there is a configuration involved for that one. Why this is happening, how we can troubleshoot if I'll be in trouble. Okay, so that if you want to know, so that I have already explained how to configure DNS server, what all types of issues will be coming in my 100 days of IT corporate bootcamp, guys. You need to understand. Okay, then only in the exam you will not get stuck. If you will get stuck, then you need to troubleshoot, you cannot quit. Okay, so the next thing is, guys, yeah, so as I said, you have to modify your connection. The command is here. Okay, so nmcli connection modify, and you need to give your device name. This is why in the starting of the session only I told you just few minutes back ago, that why you need to run nmcli connection. So when you run the nmcli connection, so let me clear this one, nmcli connection. So okay, so you are going to get your device name. Now you understand what is the purpose of this one. So give that the same thing over here, the same thing I have given. You can mention in double quotes or not, that totally up to you, doesn't matter guys. If you want to give in double quotes, you can give in double quotes. Okay. uh Fine. So you have given this one IPv4. IPv4 is nothing but the of your IP of your server. Okay, the IP. Suppose if I run a command over here, ifconfig. What is the IP of this server? This one. But I need to mention the range with the IP. Okay, so you know there is a command called nmcli device show, right? This is why nobody is going to tell you. See, this is what you need: IPv4 address. If you see this one, IPv4 address, so this address you need to take it over here. And anyways, they are going to give you, they are going to provide you in the question itself, they are going to give you the IPv4. But you also need to take the netmask. You cannot mention simply. So slash 24, how you are going to mention slash 24? Okay, with that only you can mention slash 24 guys. You cannot mention 255.255.255.0. Okay, it's better that to mention the subnet mask, take the IPv4 and give slash 24. You can configure it. So in place of IPv4 addresses, you need to take this value 192.168.72.255. What is the IP of the server? IP of the server is 225. Okay, and slash 24. Why I have taken? Because I need to take the subnet mask also. I need to take the net mask also. This is why I have taken as a, this is the range of the IP. Everything I have explained in my 100 days of IT corporate bootcamp, in network configuration, in network troubleshooting, in DNS also many times. Okay. So fine, guys. And then IPv4 gateway. What is the gateway? So there is also a command root -n. If you want to know all basic networking command, it's available in my channel also. 50 basic network, 50 Linux networking commands are there. There you are going to find out. Root -n is the command. You will find out your gateway. Anyways, if you see, if you run this one, you are going to get the gateway also. You see, just run nmcli device, so you are going to get your gateway also. Okay, so same thing over here. As you can see, they have given you and finally the name server is nothing but your DNS server. So that is only I have mentioned as a IPv4 DNS 192.168.72.214. This is your DNS server to resolve IP to host and host to IP. So this machine, basically this machine is going to query from the DNS server only, and this is what the DNS server which I have already configured it. Okay, so no, in the exam you are not going to get all these things. They are only going to give you the DNS server IP, that's it. But how to configure DNS server and all, how it works and all, you need to understand completely. Okay, so this is a DNS client. Basically you have to configure, you are configuring the DNS client. Let's clear this one guys. I am just clearing it out, and now I am going to do the copy and paste this complete command. Just do a shift N, and I am going to paste it over here. Just read it once again. nmcli connection modify your interface name, your device name, IPv4, your IP of this machine plus subnet mask, the net mask, IPv4, your gateway of this one, right? Uh, One extra space is there. I need to remove that one. Okay. And then this is the DNS server here. This is your DNS server IPv4 DNS. This is the one. See, same one only I have taken. Okay. If you see this one 214, this is my DNS server which I have already configured. Okay. So and this is what I am telling, that I have to wait. Okay. Why I'm not uh, explaining this series till now, and I'm doing it now because a setup is required. I'm keep on telling, a setup is required before practicing this RHCSA exam. So you need to learn complete Linux, then only go for RHCSA exam. This is my suggestion, guys. So things will be cakewalk for you, right? So fine. Just come back over here, and then finally, this is we are using IPv4 dot method static, and then just go ahead and execute this one. It's executed. Okay. Now the next command is to reload the daemon. Okay, to reload the, even you can run a connection like systemctl, right? Restart network manager is also command, but use nmcli connection reload. This is the command, guys, to reload the daemon. So it will refresh, okay, the values which you have just now added. It's going to refresh those values for the parameters, okay. And then finally, guys, nmcli, you need to make sure your interface is should be up, okay. So there is something called down. Don't run down, okay, run up only directly. Just run this nmcli connection up, and your device name, just mention this one over here. So you can see connection successfully activated, like this. There will be a message prompt you, okay. And then finally, just try to ping. You can run the again the command, guys, totally up to you, okay. Nmcli connection show, and you can come to know this is your ethernet name. And there is other command also through which you can come to know all the configuration. But first you need to ping each and everything. First try to ping, okay, the whether the IP which you have just now configured for this machine, which they will be giving to you. Remember, connection or nmcli device so is not the IP which you are it will show you the machine, okay. That may differ, but you need to configure the IP which they have given to you, this one. So once you have done this one, once you have configured this one, okay, just try to ping this one. So you can see the IP is pinging. Now the next thing is you need to ping the gateway, okay. You need to ping the gateway as well. Just ping the gateway which you have configured. It's pinging, right? Finally, just go ahead and ping the DNS server or the name server which you have configured, right? So you can ping that as well, right? Just come out of it, and to reflect all these things in your machine, you can reboot your machine. Remember, you can run the command reboot, and once your machine one or the machine, this machine is going to be renamed with this name only, host name. So this machine is going to show like this. Once you rename it, once you have done all this configuration, it will come like this, okay. Not here, okay, it will show you over here, okay, it will show you over here. So yeah, finally, and then finally run the command called reboot. That's it, okay. So once your machine will be up and running, it will be configure with all these values, guys, right? So this is very, very important. What is the exam information I have given to you, and how to configure your machine? This question, the rest of the questions I'll be explaining you in the like in the parts only, because I know it's take time, and this RHCSA exam is not simple as simple you are thinking, because I have to give you the reasons also why I'm configuring this and all, right? If you will face, if you'll stuck in the exam, how you can troubleshoot those things and all, right? So guys, I'm ending up the session here only. Thank you for watching this video. For more videos like this, just stay tuned to my channel, and guys, please, please, please subscribe the channel, guys. It's important for you and me, both of us, to grow together, right? So please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for all the latest notification. Till then, just take care of yourself, your loved one. Bye bye and Jai Hind.